thank you for that warm introduction. It's great to be here. This is an amazing place. All the cadets that I've met so far, unbelievable. I've really enjoyed talking to you. This, I think, is my second time that I've been at Valley Forge. It's been a long time ago. Actually, I met my wife in Valley Forge Park. I chased her down in the park back in 1995, so no guts, no glory. So I ran after her, and we're still married today. But it's really amazing to be here today. And thank you for that very much for your very kind introduction. I'm honored to be here with you today at this magnificent and historic institution that has produced so many great leaders and human beings. You should all be very proud that you are students here. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you for a few minutes about service to others. It's very appropriate that this is a few days before Martin Luther King Day, as he was all about selfless service to others. I have spent the vast majority of my life in service to others. There's a phrase in the Army, soldier for life. Just because you're out of uniform doesn't mean that you are done serving. I am sure that applies to the other military services as well. I've always been a strong believer in that philosophy, and my life has been so much more fulfilling and satisfying because of that. I have a couple of signs behind my desk in my study. One says, "Start each day with an attitude of gratitude." And the second sign says, "Today is a great day to make a difference. If not now, when?" So, what does service to others mean? It means selflessly helping people. What is it? Altruistic action, taking action to help others with no expectations of personal gain, focusing on their needs. Voluntary help, offering your time, skills, resources, or just present to support someone else. Empathetic support, providing kindness, listening, encouragement, or practical assistance, from helping with groceries to mentoring. Why it matters. For you, reduces stress, increases happiness, builds confidence, fosters empathy, creates purpose, and improves overall mental health. For others, makes a positive impact, provides needed support, and can inspire others to pay it forward. For society, strengthens communities, builds connections, and promotes a culture of compassion. So how to do it? A few examples. Small acts, holding doors, offering a smile, giving a sincere compliment, listening to a friend. Community involvement, volunteering at charities, soup kitchens, food banks, or animal shelters. Mentorship, guiding someone new in a career or tutoring students. Practical help, assisting a neighbor with chores, helping someone with a flat tire, donating food or clothes. And emotional support, being a reliable companion for someone lonely or someone going through a tough time. I know that many of you don't know yet what you're going to do when you leave this institution or where your life will lead you. But what I do know is that you'll have endless opportunities to serve others, and I encourage you to do just that. I would like to share with you a recent story that one of my close friends posted on Facebook. You know, Facebook is, like I'm told, Facebook is for old people, unlike Instagram. That's for young people. I just opened up an Instagram account last week, so I'm getting with the program. So this story is about a nurse named Martha, not my wife, who also happens to be named Martha, that hopefully will give you something to think about regarding your future. So, my name is Martha. I am 74 years old. I do not have a LinkedIn profile. I never gave a TED Talk. I drove the same used sedan for 20 years, and my retirement was marked by a sheet cake in a hospital break room. For 50 years, I worked as an ER nurse in a city that never sleeps, where sirens stitched the night together. I was often the last face people saw before they left this world, and sometimes the first face they saw when they were pushed back into it. Nobody ever paused CPR to ask about my GPA. No one fighting for their life at 3 in the morning ever grabbed my wrist and asked whether I graduated with honors. They asked one thing only: am I going to be okay? I remember the moment I realized how upside down our priorities had become. It was a high school career day about 5 years ago. The gym was packed. The air smelled of floor wax and teenage nerves. I scanned the room and felt small. To my left stood a tech entrepreneur in a hoodie that probably cost more than my monthly mortgage, talking about disruption and synergy. To my right was a corporate lawyer in a flawless Italian suit, handing out glossy brochures. A financial planner clicked through a graph glowing with compound interest. The students leaned in. They were afraid of debt, hungry for status, and desperate to learn how to become someone. Then there was me. I wore my old scrubs and my stethoscope. No slides, no brand, just a badge worn thin by decades of use and hands rough from constant washing. When my turn came, I stepped away from the podium and walked toward the bleachers. I'm not here to tell you how to make your first million, I said. My voice wavered, then steadied. I'm here to tell you what it feels like to be the only person awake in a silent hallway, listening to a ventilator, hoping a stranger's lungs rise one more time. Phones went still. I'm here to tell you about the smell of fear, I said, and the quiet that fills a room when a doctor calls the time of death. I want you to know what it's like to hold a mother, while she screams, and what it is like to wash the body of a homeless veteran with the same care you would give a king, because he was human and deserved dignity. I looked at them. It isn't glamorous. You will not get a corner office. You will go home tired and broken more often than you want, but you'll never wonder if your work mattered. The room changed. The questions for the tech founder were about salaries and stocks. The questions for me were different. Do you get scared, a boy in a varsity jacket asked. Every shift, I said. Do you cry, a girl in the front row asked. In the car, in the shower, I cry because I care. After the bell rang, a skinny boy with messy hair stayed behind. He stared at his shoes. My dad is a janitor, he said quietly, in a big office building. People walk past him like he isn't there. He swallowed. He comes home exhausted, but he says he keeps the place safe. He says he stops the germs so people don't get sick. I took his hand. Your father is a hero, I told him. The world stops without people like him. We have enough people dreaming in offices. We do not have enough people willing to do the invisible work that keeps everything standing. Caring for people, cleaning the mess, that is everything. We live in a culture obsessed with titles. We teach children that success is money, applause, and recognition. We praise the loudest voices, and we forget the quiet hands. But here is the truth. When the power goes out in a winter storm, a resume will not save you. An electrician will. When a pipe bursts, a diploma will not save you. A plumber will. When your child burns with fever at midnight, your investments will not save you. A nurse will. We have forgotten the dignity of service. We have forgotten the sacredness of what is essential. Last winter, a letter arrived. It was from that boy. Dear Martha, it said, I almost dropped out. I thought I was invisible like I thought my dad was. But I remembered what you said. I'm an EMT now. Last week I saved a man who collapsed on a subway platform. Nobody asked who I was. I just did the work. Thank you for telling me it mattered. I read it at my kitchen table, coffee gone cold, and I cried. He understood what so many miss. Success is not measured by how many people serve you. It is measured by how many people you serve. So here is my plea. Stop asking teenagers where they are going to college. Stop asking what they want to be. Ask them who they want to help. Ask them, and if they say they want to weld or care for the elderly or drive a truck, do nod politely, or do not nod politely. Look them in the eye, tell them you are proud, tell them their hands will build the world and hold it together. Because when the night gets dark, we're not looking for a CEO, we're looking for someone who chose to show up. We need them far more than they would ever know. Now, I'm not saying that you have to become a nurse or a doctor or a plumber or an electrician to serve others, because you can do that through other means outside of your occupation, like volunteering in your community, writing a check or donating your time to a variety of causes. But what I am saying is do something to give back and help others. It's an incredible feeling to do that. And I'm positive that many of you, even at your young age, have already done that. I truly believe that the secret to life is helping others. It's very rewarding, and oftentimes it comes back to you at times and in ways you least expect. My work these past 10 years with the Patriot Fund has been incredibly satisfying. So we started this, myself and a couple of my buddies, 10 years ago. Neither one of them served, to help out veterans, wounded warriors, servicemen and women, and military families. This past year we raised over $2 million, and we have given money since we started over 60 different nonprofits or charities. And I would tell you that the thing that I'm most proud of, unlike the Wounded Warrior Project and a lot of these other organizations, is not one person on our board makes a penny. I have not made a penny with the Patriot Fund in 10 years. My reward is helping out servicemen and women and their families. That's my reward. The older I get, the clearer one's truth becomes. Never forget who you are serving. As leaders, whether in uniform or out, we don't work for people. We serve them. There's a big difference. One demands authority, the other demands humility. I learned this early in my career. When you remember you're serving soldiers, veterans, families, and the people counting on you, you make different decisions. Decisions grounded in integrity, compassion, and courage. One of my former commanders looked me dead in the eye and said, "Don't ever change because of the position you're in. That stuck with me. Titles fade, rank comes off, but character, who you are at your core, must remain unchanged. The moment you trade authenticity for a position, you've already lost what matters. I was fortunate to work with some great leaders throughout my military career. General Mattis at CENTCOM, General Doug Brown at SOCOM. What always struck me about them was the special way that they treated people. Not just the people who could benefit them, but everyone. I remember one day I had started working at CENTCOM at MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa, and I was walking down the hallway heading toward the barber shop. Believe it or not, I do get a haircut once in a while. And so, but it couldn't go anywhere, it couldn't move. General Mattis was talking to a janitor in the hallway for about 15 minutes. So the traffic was blocked off in both directions because he was taking the time to talk to this guy. And General Brown was the same way. And you know, one of the ways that just says a lot about General Mattis's character, unbelievable guy. One of the ways that I judge individuals is to observe how they treat other people, especially those who are not in the position to help them out or do anything for them. There are some people out there who won't do anything to help someone else out unless it benefits them. You want to avoid those kinds of self-serving people who only care about themselves and think the world revolves around them. I judge people by two things: competence and character. How well do they perform? How well do they do their job? And how do they treat other people? Do they treat people with respect and dignity and make them feel like they're important? I don't judge them by fancy titles, how much money they make, or how big their house is. Just character and competence. So remember who you serve, remember who you are, and finally, no matter the circumstances, lead by example. Because someone is always watching, and someone always needs you to get it right. Life isn't about how much you have, but about how much you give. Be kind, be humble, be thankful. That mindset will get you through just about anything. So thank you. I know that you all will have meaningful lives of service and success, and I wish you all the very best in wherever life takes you.